Gambia is also constructing its own history, which is showcased in several museums, and whose shadowy zones are no longer being concealed.
When the Europeans arrived, at first they were only interested in trade. So what they did was they signed treaties with the local chiefs and the kings so as to give them, trading rights and trading monopolies. Now here trading, what were the items of trade? First was slaves. There was a lot of trade in slaves, okay, at this time. And I can say hundreds of thousands of people, were moved from this region, to the Americas and the Caribbean. Such that the Europeans, they built like a lot of trading centers and trading posts along the river. And now, in these trading centers, you had a mixture of European population and African population.
Farafindu jamana janna tubabol ya Kunta Kinte samba Farafindu jamana janna
Like this island was first captured by the Portuguese, and they actually started slavery. But later the French also, they came and they took over the island, and British were the last people to arrive. And all the slaves that were captured in the Gambia, they all have to go through this island. This island plays a very important role during the time of slavery. All the villages in the Gambia were all affected. But this village of Albreda and Jufure were mainly affected simply because of the island. Because the slave masters could just easily cruise to the mainland and they do their hunting. And every day or after 2 days, they could always have 1 or 2 catch. But slaves were captured in both areas and we are all transported in this island. And they will have to stay here for a fortnight before they are all transported.
Farafindu jamana janna tubabo Kunta Kinte samba.
Jufour, the little village just across from James Island, has become famous thanks to the novel Roots, written by the American descendant of an African slave. The story of Kunta Kinte, written in 1976, relates his capture in the forest, his voyage in a ship's hold, the revolts of the exiles, and lastly, his life in slavery, with his attempts to escape and the mutilations he suffered as a result.
Africa, 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 oh Africa.
Alex Haley, author of the book and descendant of Kunta Kinte, tracked down his family through the registers of the English shipping companies. Then he made the trip to the land of his ancestors, Gambia. He listened to the griot's song and went 7 generations back in time until he came upon the young mandingo who was out in the forest looking for wood to carve a drum.
Now, one way to escape was to hide in the forest, to hide in the rice fields, okay? Now, some also, they used to, wound themselves, you see? Yeah, so as to avoid capture. Because when you wound yourself, maybe like you cut your leg or you cut your hand, and then nobody will want to sell you as a slave because you cannot catch a good price. And another way, to protect yourself, was to become a slave dealer. Yeah. You become a slave dealer, you have your firearm, you protect yourself and your family, and also you capture people who are powerless. Yeah.
More and more American descendants of slaves are making the pilgrimage back to these shores, where a museum has been consecrated to them. They don't all manage to find the family of their ancestors, but Alex Haley did get that chance. Thanks to the testimony of this family, we've touched the thread of a story that has deep roots in oral tradition.
The family of Kunta Kinte, if you call those people slave here, they will kill you. They are from a royal family. But if a royal family is taken to America, for example in England, how would they know that you are a king family?
What my parents told me about Kunta Kinte was that his father, who was from a very well-educated family, had written on the kitab that foreigners had abducted his son and then sold him on James Island, which they now call Sandimuko Joyo.
Every 2 years, the Roots Festival is held on the banks of the Gambia River. It's the opportunity for Americans, West Indians, and Africans to commemorate the triangular trade.